Hello. Yay, we're live. Welcome,
Hello.
everyone.
Mhm.
Well, thanks so much for joining us today. So, my colleagues and I are so excited to have you guys here. We're here to tell you just some exciting updates for Esri developers. So, to kick things off, while we introduce ourselves, we would like to know where everyone is joining from. So, if you could throw that in the chat, and we'll tell you where we're from too as we introduce ourselves. All right. Okay, so I'm Courtney Yato, and I'm a developer advocate on Esri's developer experience team. I currently live in Alexandria, Virginia, which is just outside of Washington, D.C. And I've been at Esri for almost 2 years now. It'll be 2 years at the end of August. So, yeah. And then, all right, we're just going to say a fun fact about ourselves, too. So, my fun fact is that today is, well, since I love holidays and especially random ones, I'm excited to just celebrate anything, to be honest. Today is actually International Picnic Day and International Sushi Day. So I'm kind of tempted to have like a sushi picnic later. Yeah, that's it. All right, Raul, your turn.
Okay, hi everyone. So my name is Raúl Jiménez. I also work on the developer experience team as another member of the developer relations group.
Mhm.
I've been working for Esri for around 10 years now. I'm based in Almeria, which is in the southeast of Spain. Yeah, my fun fact is that when I was younger, I love to go snowboarding, getting dressed. And one of those dresses normally was dressed as an animal, and one of those dresses was a chicken. I'm going to show you the proof. Um, so hopefully you will be able to see me there in 2009, taking a picture with some young people that wanted to take a picture with me. Yeah,
Very
that's my fun
nice.
fact. Um, Sash, what you go next?
Oh yeah, sure. So hey, I'm Saswat Nirola, and I'm currently interning with this developer experience team alongside Rahul, Courtney, and this wonderful team.
Mhm.
I come from University of Idaho, where I am doing my undergraduate in computer science with a minor in GIS. And then a fun fact about me. So I would say I'm quite a person who likes adventure a lot, and I have done bungee jumping and skydiving, and that was pretty awesome for me. And matter of fact, like I did my bungee jumping on January 1st of this year, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
You're braver than I am.
Yeah,
Never
I
done any
haven't.
of that.
I have done scuba diving, but not
Okay.
jumping.
Yeah, I would say you should try it once in your life. It's like worth taking it.
Oh my
Awesome.
goodness. Cool. All right. Thanks,
Mm.
Joshua. Yeah, Josiah.
Hey y'all. So I am on the spatial statistics team at Esri. So I help build spatial stats tools in ArcGIS Pro, and I also get to develop the R-ArcGIS Bridge with a small group of people. I've been at Esri since October 2022, so we're coming up on 2 years pretty soon. And I have a fun fact, but it's just a fun fact. It's not about me. So I want to preface it with that. So the Vatican is the smallest nation in the world, and it's also home to the Pope. So there are approximately 5.9 popes per square mile in Vatican City.
Oh, okay. Nice. You know how many there are per square mile? That's pretty
So it makes
awesome.
you think a little bit.
That does. Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
That's really cool. Wow. Awesome. Oh, and where are you located, Josiah?
Oh, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. Awesome. And then Shashwa, I don't know if you said where you're at too.
Yeah, so I'm at Redlands headquarter Esri. Oh, sorry, I am at Redlands, the headquarter of Esri.
Yeah, nice. Awesome. Okay, cool. Yeah, so and then Raul, did you say? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
I
Yeah,
said
you did.
Almeria.
Okay.
Yep.
Almeria, Spain. Yes, you did. I remember now. Awesome. Yeah, well, cool. Let's see where other people are from real quick before we get into this. So looks like we've got Arkansas, Chicago, Guatemala, Seattle, woo, go Seahawks, Michigan, and Ensign. How do you pronounce that? Encinitas? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Infinitas?
There you go.
It's
Thank you,
probably
Raul.
Encinitas. There's an
Encinitas?
Encinitas, California too. So
That's it.
that was
That's what
pretty
it
close
says.
to where I was.
Okay. Awesome. Cool. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and get started. So we're going to start with Josiah, our lovely, I guess, kind of guest, since he's not a part of our experienced team. He's going to be probably the most exciting,
All
have
right.
some awesome stuff. Let's go.
Give me a quick second to make sure I can share my screen.
Yeah. No
So
worries.
today I'll be talking about the R-ArcGIS Bridge. Is this big enough for you? I'll take that as a yeah.
Yes.
So the R-ArcGIS, all right, cool. So the R-ArcGIS Bridge is it's been around since I don't know, like 8 or 9 years as this like project that initially started as a way to connect ArcGIS Pro and R. So that was initially as something called ArcGIS Binding, which is an R package that lets you read and write data, create GP tools or geoprocessing tools that call R, which is really cool. But over the past like 2 years, I've really helped to expand what the scope of this project is. So the R-ArcGIS Bridge is now just a collection of R packages and tools that make it possible for R users to interact with the broader ArcGIS ecosystem. And lately, that's been looking like a focus on our location services. Today, I'll try to illustrate how to work with our geocoding service and how to read data from our data services. So just at a broad high level, the location services are available through a number of packages that are published on CRAN. If you're not an R user, that's the comprehensive R archive network. It's like NPM for JavaScript or PyPI for Python. Same deal. So these are ArcGIS, which is like this meta package, which it collects and contains all these other things. Now we have packages called ArcGIS utils, which will be able to do like JSON parsing, creating and parsing our custom JSON formats. We have ArcGIS layers, which lets us read feature services and raster services. And we also have 2 new packages, which one I will demonstrate today, which is ArcGIS Geocode, which lets you interact with our geocoding services or your own custom locators on ArcGIS Enterprise, for example. And we have a package called ArcGIS Places, which will let you read or access a bunch of rich point of interest data from our awesome new ArcGIS Places service. So with that, I'm going to hop into R Studio. This is an IDE for R. So yeah, it should look familiar if you've written R. So what I want to illustrate first is how we can read data from ArcGIS Online using R. So here we load this ArcGIS package, which is a meta package. So when you load it, it's like loading the tidyverse. And we add 2 packages, so ArcGIS utils and ArcGIS layers. Hopefully in the next few months, you'll see a few more names here like ArcGIS Geocode. And the idea is, say you have a layer that you want to access from R. Here, if ArcGIS Online wants to load, we can see that we have a layer from our Living Atlas service, which is the USA major cities. And the idea is, well, this holds a lot of data. How can I get it into R? So we create an object that stores that URL, and then we can create a reference to that layer directly in R, right? So now we have this feature layer object that can access and talk to that USA major cities. And now that actually stores a bunch of data, and if we want to read it into memory, we can call this function arcselect, which is going to bring by default, every single observation in that feature service into memory. That can be quite a lot, but maybe we don't want to do that. So we can filter that down a bit more by specifying where clauses or specify even further just the fields that we want. So here we're finding cities that have a population over 500,000, and we have 36 features. Well, that's really cool. So what if we want to take this other part of the process where we read data, but what if we want to publish data as well? So here we can connect to these services using R by authenticating. And then now that we've authenticated to the service, we can say, hey, I have authority to publish stuff. So with that, we can take this SF object, which represents a bunch of points, and say, I want to create a new layer called cities with a large population. And we can do that all from our R console. So here we can see that our result is a new feature service. So now if I go into my content, I should be able to see that new hosted feature service, which is really cool because this is showing that we can use R as a way to kind of manage all of our our processes. That's all geospatial using online stuff. So real quickly, just want to show that we've published this thing and we can see that these are our points. Now, what I'm really excited about is this new geocoding R package, which lets us call our geocoding service. So here I'm loading the ArcGIS geocode package, and then I'm creating a vector or an array, if you're familiar with JavaScript, of these addresses. And these are just 3 different ways of specifying the same location. But we can use this find address candidates function to geocode the addresses for us. And now we have all of this lovely data, standardized addresses, and the point on the map for where these things are. But more commonly, people are probably going to have like a data frame of these locations that they want to geocode. So here we have bike stations in Tacoma, Washington that we want to geocode. And in this step, I've read a CSV from a URL and I've added a unique identifier. This unique identifier is going to be important because after we geocode stuff, we're going to need to match the results with the initial data. So here, just using the tools provided by the Tidyverse ecosystem, we're going to use this reframe function to pass in our column original addresses and geocode it. So here we can see we have multiple results, each with a different score. So we can actually join this back on to the original data set and then take the highest scoring result and have a clean data set with a location to it. So real quickly, that's forward geocoding. And what I also want to illustrate is reverse geocoding. So reverse geocoding is the opposite process, where instead you have a point on the map and you want to know where that belongs to. So here we'll take this coordinate and we've reverse geocoded it. So here we can see the address that it belongs to and all that fun stuff. Or similarly, we might have a data frame that we want to geocode. So here we are pulling in capitals from a CSV file, reading that in, and then we want to get the address of these capitals. So now we're going to use the reverse geocode function on these point locations. And now we have all of these addresses standardized using labels, so on and so forth, which is really awesome. And we can join them together. Now, lastly, is I want to illustrate that because these packages are so well integrated with the ArcGIS ecosystem and the R ecosystem, we can integrate these things into like a Shiny application. So we can call these services from an application that we've defined here. So now I have like a leaflet app, and when I click on the map, it's going to call this reverse geocoding function and then just print that address on the top of it. But you can imagine you can get pretty creative with what you can do with these functions and with the entire R ecosystem altogether. Cool. So with that, I guess I'll just turn it back over to y'all.
Wow. Nice job, Josiah. That last little bit there too. I was like, whoa, he's bringing in leaflet. This is awesome. Yeah. So all of this, this is really neat. This is the first time I'm exposed to all of this, the R package, ArcGIS R package and everything. So you did mention at the beginning where people can go to learn about all of this. And just so everyone knows, we have put those links down in the video description below. So we've got the R-ArcGIS Bridge tutorials and guides. And then we've also got the R-ArcGIS Bridge geocoding link down below as well. Cool. That was great. All right. Well, if we don't have any questions, we're going to go ahead and continue on to Shashwat. So, Shashwat, go ahead and talk about something to do with Colab, right?
Yeah. So, so I would like to share a bit about what Google Colab is and what we are planning to do with Google Colab. So I have been trying to figure out like what is the best way to use ArcGIS API like Python API that could integrate in Google Colab. And then at this moment, I'm creating a demo in Google Colab with ArcGIS API. So our goal is just to make easier for developer to integrate the Python API features and different kind of documentation and features that Esri provides as API in Google Colab. So let me just share my screen. Just a moment. Okay, sweet. Alright, okay. Can see my screen. Here I go. Okay, sweet. It should be there. So for those who might not be familiar with Google Colab is a Google hosted Jupyter notebook service that allows user to access their notebook from anywhere as they are stored in Google Drive, and then it's user friendly, easy to navigate, and provides a collaborative environment idea for developers. So in my screen, this is how Google Colab looks like. It's just similar to what Jupyter Notebook is. You have features that Jupyter Notebook has, but more on that, it is more collaborative. You can work with other developers, and it's stored in cloud, so you can access it from anywhere. So in this demo, I have just quickly tried to implement spatial analyzing inside Google Colab, and you can already see there is a link that have already done this using the REST API and then ArcGIS API for Python. What I did was try to implement that. So basically, what is it does is it counts the number of reported graffiti incidents within our census block, and then finds the median center and eclipse of graffiti reports. So it's pretty simple. You load into the API and then you connect your ArcGIS online developer account, and then that's all, I guess, because you just need to figure out what function you want to use, and then just look at the documentation if you don't know what these functions do, and then implement them and just work on it, because this is like simply a very small function from which you can do a lot of things. Like in this one, you see we can count the reported incident of graffiti within census block with just like this chunk 6 lines of code. So this is pretty awesome, and then from there you can publish or share it to everyone, and then you can get a URL in, and that URL will take you to our living atlas, and from there you can go to open map viewer, and then you can see like what we created. We integrated all of the counted incident inside the county. So this is how it looks like. And one more thing that I missed. So the thing that is publishing in living atlas, it's just a feature layer, so you can like do a lot of things out from that feature layer. And then moving forward, similar with what there is another example, another function that summarize center and dispersion, and then it calculates the median centers of graffiti reports. So it's same with that. You just use the function and then integrate it, and then publish it online, and then there you have a link from which you can just go and explore and then find some more interesting thing in it. And I think that was my demo, and I would like to close my screen. And then yeah, so if anyone has any suggestion or anything that they want us to do or like want to see in your future, please feel free to shoot shoot out the text in comment section, and we would really appreciate that, and we would be looking forward to see and explore more things.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that was great. Thank you, Shashwat. So yeah, I've got a couple questions for you. So you were just saying, if anyone wants to see anything. So I think, are you planning on creating some like videos for this kind of stuff
Uh-huh,
or other
yeah.
content creation? Okay.
Yeah, so we are working on creating some demo videos of how to use Google Colab, like how to sign in, or like how we can access developers online access from Google Colab. So that's still in working. So that should be there like pretty soon.
Nice. Yeah, that's exciting. Yeah. Um, looks like we do have a comment in the chat. CodeLab has, let's see, security problems. I don't know. What do you think about that,
So
Joshua?
for us, like we are just trying to explore what we can do right now, and we are just
Mhm.
trying. So for security problem, we can just like have some program and then just share it as a public, so that like there won't be any kind of issue. The only thing that we need right now is a developer account, because if you don't have a developer account in ArcGIS, then you won't be able to access those kind of API and those kind of functions.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Got you. I see. Yeah. And I guess so it's an easy way to kind of just get started for now. It's kind of more what it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it's more collaborative to work with different developers and then get some new ideas.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. That's awesome.
Mhm.
And then let's see, one other thing. I think you're planning on taking some kind of certification
Yeah,
related to, yeah.
during my internship, I'm also
Mhm.
thinking about exploring more what Esri provides. So there are like so many certificates that Esri provides. So I was digging into something, and then I came up with the Python certificate that Esri gives. So I am currently enrolled in that, and I'm planning to finish it and then write a blog article about how it is and what developers can expect from it, and was it worth taking it, and those stuff.
Yeah, that's great. Um, I guess one last question, actually.
Hmm.
You are interning, so so far, I know it's only been a few weeks, but
Yeah.
how do you like it so far? And would you, recommend it?
Yeah, so it's my 16th day at work. I have been counting each and
Okay.
every day, so it's pretty fun out here. Like SG does have a solid intern program. They have like events every day for interns, like whether it's meetups or it's a tech session or like different kind of trainings. So yeah, it's really worth being in SG and being in SG family, because there are a lot of things to learn, and every day I'm learning new things. So that's pretty exciting for me.
Yeah, tons,
Mhm.
so much. There's so much out there. I mean, yeah, I feel like I've barely scratched the surface and I've been here for almost 2 years. But yeah, people say that even 10, 20 years and like there's just so much in the
Yeah,
ArcGIS, ecosystem.
yes.
Yeah, cool. All
Mhm.
right. Well, thank you, Shashwat.
Mhm.
We're going to go ahead and transition over to Raul, who's going to talk about several different things. So I'll let you go ahead and get to it. Can we hear Raul? We cannot hear Raul.
Yeah, sorry, I
Oh,
forgot to
there it
unmute
is.
myself. I was talking to myself.
No worries.
Yeah, so yeah, we're going to share a few things. One of the things we have been working on since the last live stream that we would like to hear your thoughts about are one type of new videos. So if you check on this YouTube channel, there is a new video called "Getting Started with the Esri's RJS Places Service." That it's as I'm saying, like a new type of video. If you take a look to this video, is an introductory 5 minutes video where we are. Oh, why it's not okay? Where we are going through what the this new API or this new web service that we provide, what it is, um, what is meant to be used, which are the main use cases. So we are trying to make a better look and feel with the video and try to make it more um, uh, like more informative with all these editions we have done in top of it. But we have also added not only an introductory theoretical introduction to what's the purpose of the API itself, but we have also introduced how the endpoints work, which are the parameters. Like we have introduced a sample app to explain the workflow working with this API, and we have get into the nitty gritty details, like trying to get all these um, minor details, so you get a better sense of what the service is about. So we would love to hear what you think about this type of videos. If these are helpful, if these are serving their purpose of helping you really understand why we made these services and if they fit your needs. Yes, please let us know, because if that's the case, we would like to keep doing more of this, not only with the new services that are going to be coming, but also with some of the previous ones that we have been um, enhancing during the last few years. So that's one thing. The other thing I wanted to share is that if you go to media space, that I hope all of you already know or have heard about this at least once, which is the new Esri video platform. So if you go to mediaspace.esri.com under events, conferences, and Esri Developer Summit, here is where you can find all the videos from all previous Dev Summits. And recently, we made all the videos that were recorded publicly available. But not only that, so because there are so many videos, there are 168, but technical session there are 164. We have been arranging these videos per playlist. As you know, on the, or probably if you have been there, you will know that we have some of the source code of the apps that we have been using for the technical sessions on the Esri Dev events GitHub organization. And the other thing that we tried to do with this playlist was to try to match as much as possible the different filters you have on the proceedings page, where you can also access the PDFs. So if you filter, what I mean, if you try to filter here, for example, for the maps, R-ArcGIS Maps SDK for JavaScript, or for the .NET SDK or the Python API, we have tried to create very similar playlists as the filter you have on that page to help you navigate these videos. I hope you enjoy that. And I'm very happy to announce that we have been working with our social media team and our video team to be able to start rolling out some of these technical sessions back to YouTube again soon. So stay tuned. We will let you know soon what's going on. So we will share that on our social channels. Really looking forward to have them there, where we are planning to have all the video chapters and everything way more polished to be able to easily consume these videos. Because yeah, we know some of you have already requested this. We have heard you. We have been working on this, and yeah, I'm really happy to say that that's coming. And yeah, lastly, I just wanted to mention that I'm going to be on a third-party conference in Malaga this weekend. It's the OpenSouthCode happening there, talking about the state of geospatial open source technologies. But actually, what I wanted to do, well, to mention here is that we are many of us, not only me, Corny, and some other people from other teams, are attending to third-party conferences to share whatever we can share. So we are sending proposals. So if I really would like to know if you're attending to any third-party conference that is not an Esri conference that you would like to see us attending, to meet with us, or I don't know, maybe even go present a talk. I'm throwing that to the air, but that may be even an option. I really would like to know if that's the case. So you can ping us. You can tell this in the comments, in the chat, and we'll be very happy to evaluate if we can be there, or someone would be willing to attend to any of those. But yeah, we are trying to do our best to contribute to these conferences. And let me switch, because that's related to this specific topic. Just for you to know, one of the latest conferences I have been attending was a developer conference, as you can expect, but I was meeting in an open space, which I'm not sure if you all are familiar with that, but that's kind of a meeting with people to talk about a specific pain point that all the attendees are having. So something I did on one of these was to meet with a lot of community leaders, people that were running other developer conferences and other tech meetups, and we were talking about the things we were struggling while running our own communities based on our own experience. I want to share that out of that meeting, we have started producing some resources to help people that want to run their own communities. So if you want to check on my own website, I have been publishing some of these resources. You will see them in here. So happy to, if any of you is willing to start a community, let me know, or know someone that want to start a community and you need any kind of mentorship and support, let us know, because we are building a community of community organizers that are willing to mentor other people. And related to events, I just wanted to make a very short heads up that we are going to start working on the Hacktober Fest next edition. So we are going to prepare the same way we did for 2023. The dates are always the same. It's the month of October. So we are going to we are planning to participate on the 11th edition of the Hacktoberfest. If you don't know what we did last year, I will add the links on the description afterward to the prices we gave and the support we did to the people that were contributing to some of our repos. And lastly, I just wanted to do a final call out to the R-ArcGIS blog, because since our last live stream, there have been a lot of blog articles being published, like this one from Josiah and his team, and other things like you will see from the calcite design team. So check this blog out and make sure you are not losing like the recent or the latest updates on our technologies and announcements, and some of these cool articles that are sometimes easy to read and encouraging to give you an excuse to try something new within the platform. I think that's mainly it on my side.
That's it? I mean, that wasn't enough information. No, that was a lot.
I can always keep talking, but I will try to
No,
stop here.
that was great. It looks like we actually already got someone's mentioning a conference. They say GeoVet is a conference where they saw some Esri people there. So yeah, we've got a conference recommendation. So that's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that one. Maybe because I'm in Spain, it's not very close to me. But yeah, thanks.
True.
Thanks,
Yeah.
for sharing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'd love to know. Yeah, whatever your favorite conferences are, for sure. Yeah, I'm going to talk about a couple that I'll be at sometime soon. But before we move on to talking about some like UC stuff and other things, we did have a couple questions in the comments, and so I was wondering, Raul, if you could put back on screen Shashwat and Josiah.
Of course.
Yeah, so we can have them answer those questions just aloud, because they've already typed them in there, but we'll go ahead and have them answer this as well. So I guess we could start with, let's see, Shashwat, you had a couple questions, and I think you answered one of them. Let's see, the first one was, Colab connects to a server without VM, if I'm not mistaken. So go ahead.
Yeah, so Google Colab is a platform that allows you to connect to a solver without the need of virtual machine. So that what makes it a different than other Colab, because like in Jupyter Notebook or those kind of things that Python has, you need to have a local server and then run the code like locally in your computer. But in case of Google Colab, you can like just access it from your Google account. You can just make a Google account and then go to Google Colab, and then so the only thing about Google Colab is you need to have a Google account, and that's all. So that's pretty good thing for Google Colab, and that eliminates a lot of time for setup and make that kind of environment in your computer. So that's pretty nice of Google Colab.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And I guess along those lines, the other question was like the difference between Google Colab and Jupyter Notebooks.
Uh-huh.
Can you expand a little on that?
Yeah, so basically it's Jupyter Notebook is locally hosted, but Google Colab is hosted in Google. So that's I would say that's the only difference. There might be some other difference like the limitation and like how much you can do, because Google Colab is proudly hosted, so you'd have less GPU compared to what Jupyter Notebook have. But like in order to do like small projects or like connect with other developers and do small kind of things, Google Colab should be enough.
Certainly.
I have to mention also that currently on Google Colab, the map widget is not currently supported, but the good news is that I have heard that there are some people working on that. So cross your fingers and
Yeah.
wait for the best.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, let's see. So then for Josiah, I think the first question we have here, let's see, what are the advantages compared with other services like Mapbox or Google?
Yeah. So I'm gonna share my screen real quickly, if
Yeah.
you don't mind. So when it comes to Mapbox, I really can't tell you. What I can say is that I know Kyle Walker, super cool guy, is working on a package called Mapbox API. If you want to work with it, I know he's been revamping the geocoding functionality. So if you want to play with that, go ahead. But that said, I wrote a blog post that could actually help some folks who have questions. To my knowledge, this ArcGIS geocode package is the fastest package for geocoding in the R ecosystem, and by a long shot. So here, just mentioned that like forward geocoding for single address is about 17 times faster than the community editions, and reverse geocoding is about 40 times faster. The thing that makes our geocoding a little bit different, and I'd say better, is that we have something called bulk geocoding. So, like when you look at Google, for example, they have these 3 different types of resources, which is just geocoding, reverse geocoding, and place geocoding, and these are pretty much the same. The thing about these, though, is that it takes a single address at a time. Whereas with this bulk geocoding, we can send a single request with up to like 3,000 addresses and have those processed by the server with ridiculous speed and then processed back in R very fast as well. So you don't actually get this bulk geocoding capabilities from Google. You might be able to get it from Mapbox. I don't know, which is probably one of the biggest differences. And the other big difference is I actually saw Masa in the chat. He is one of the lead developers on something called Extender, which is what powers geocoding. So this package, and Extender is this library that lets us combine Rust and R together. So a lot of the heavy lifting that we do in this geocoding package is converting from R objects to JSON and from JSON to R objects. And all of that is handled by Rust. So that by itself is a huge speed up and efficiency win that these other libraries don't have. So I think that might be my take on this. And what I also would say is if you are interested in trying the geocoding, there is a pretty generous free tier for our developer site where you can get up to 20,000 addresses geocoded for free. So if you want, I'd recommend trying that out. It's pretty nifty. And again, a lot of the forward and reverse geocoding endpoints are free. So if you want to just take the one-by-one approach, it's still going to be faster than the community editions. I
Awesome.
hope I did a good job answering that.
Yeah, it sounded very thorough to me. Great, cool. Yeah, thank you everyone in the comments for all these awesome questions. Yeah, we really appreciate it. Cool. Okay, well, I think we're ready to go on to talk about some UC stuff. So I'm gonna talk some about that, and then a few other things as well. So let me get my screen up here. Okay, there we go. Awesome. Okay, so let's talk about UC. So there are going to be plenty of opportunities for developers at UC this year. So if you say didn't make it, to Developer Summit in Palm Springs back in March, but you are able to make it to UC, then you will have this opportunity. So, and even if you're just starting out and you're going to happen to be at UC, we'd love to see you there. There's going to be tons of different sessions and activities. And so I'm on the landing page for the Developer Day that we have going on for UC. So this is happening on Wednesday, July 17th at the San Diego Convention Center where UC is held. And yeah, this event, it's, like I said, designed really for anyone, even for beginners, if you're just interested in trying out some of our developer tools. And what we've done is we've actually, so on Developer Day, we've got a specific track going on. And even outside of Developer Day, we have a lot of other things going on. So we do have this blog article that describes everything you can find at UC related to developers. So even outside of, like I said, the Wednesday Developer Day, we've got things happening on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, all sorts of fun things. There's also a list on the UC website that are all developer related sessions. There And then we've also got this flyer that we made too. So we have a lot of different ways that you can kind of collect all the different options for developers. And all of these links are down in the video description. One other thing I want to point out too is on Developer Day, after you're done learning about all the cool developer options we have, there's a developer social, and that is going to be held at the Marriott right there by the convention center. So we hope to see you there. And before I move on to some other topics, I'm going to actually throw in a poll here real quick. It's the first time trying out a YouTube poll, so let's see if this works. Cool. Okay. All right. So I'll end that poll here in a little bit after I talk about a few other things. We're just curious to know if you're going to UC this year or not. All right. Okay. So next, like Raul shared, his conference that he's going to this Saturday. I've got a couple conferences coming up in August that I'll be presenting at. So the first one is React Rally. It's on August 13th in Park City, Utah. And I'm actually going to be talking about React and the art of gamification. So I'll be covering how to use some different game mechanics to enhance user engagement in a React application. And I will sneak in a little bit of ArcGIS technology as well there. So yeah, exciting. So if you live in that area, would love to see you. And then the other one is the Carolina Code Conference, which is on August 23rd in Greenville, South Carolina. And the talk I'll be doing there is a developer's guide to open source web mapping libraries. So I'll be focusing on JavaScript mapping libraries, along with some of Esri's open source integrations to those as well. So yeah, and again, I'll reiterate it. If you have any other third-party conferences, we'd love to hear about them. We'd love to, who knows, maybe send Shashwat or Josiah out or any of our other colleagues to them. So yeah, just let us know. And let's see, before we wrap up, so I think that's pretty much everything other than our upcoming live stream. So this is exciting. This is our first live stream we've had in quite a bit of time. And right now we've only got one more live stream actually loaded up and ready to go on our YouTube channel, but very soon, within the next week or so, I'll be putting up a few more. So the first one is the one up here, which is on Monday, July 8th at 9 a.m. Pacific. And this will be the JavaScript live stream for version 4.30. So those are always very informative. So definitely be sure to join us for that. Following that, later on in the month, on July 30th at 9 a.m. Pacific, we will dive into the new ArcGIS Maps SDK for Flutter, which is currently in beta, and I know it's been very well received. A lot of people are really excited about it. So again, that's July 30th, so be sure to come join us for that, and we'll have that up soon. And that's not all. This is just giving you a sneak preview. There's some major changes coming to the Esri developer experience. So in order to, and those are set to go live, I believe, Raul, correct me on this if I'm wrong. Is it June 27th or 8th?
27th is what I remember hearing.
Josiah's saying 27th? Okay. Okay. Well, we're going to go with
Sorry,
June 27th.
I was on mute, but yeah, that's right. 27th.
Okay, we're all on it. June 27th. Major changes coming. So to help you get acquainted with these exciting changes, we will be hosting 2 more live streams. The first one will be on Wednesday, July 10th at 9 a.m. Pacific, where we're going to discuss the new experience for Esri developers working with ArcGIS. And then the second live stream will be, the date is to be announced soon, but it's going to focus on the new Esri developer website, because we've got lots of new things coming. And do note that in preparation for these upcoming changes, starting on June 20th, again, correct me on that date, it's a week before. So yeah, starting on June 20th, there will be 1 week period where the option to create new developer accounts will temporarily be unavailable for 1 week. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
And not to mention that we are also going to release 4 blog articles explaining all the changes that are coming with this new experience. So
Exactly. Yeah, we've
check
got
the RGS blog. Yeah.
a lot of new stuff coming within the next few weeks here. So yeah, be sure to check it out. Let's see. I'm just checking the chat real quick. I guess I need to end this poll here so we can see the results. All right. And how do we see them? There it is. Okay. All right. Okay. So it looks like we've got 17% of people coming. So at least we'll get to see a few people. I know I'll be there. Just Shashwat, you'll be there. Are you attending, Josiah?
Yeah, I would be there.
Awesome.
I'm getting there. I'm presenting,
Okay.
I think, like 4 workshops.
4 workshops.
Wow.
I think 2 of them twice, I think, is what's happening.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, you got a lot on your plate. Are you going to be
Yeah.
at Developer Day too? Or is it...
No, I didn't know about Developer Day. It sounds awesome, and I wish I knew about it earlier, because there'd probably be like 1 or 2 R people I could hang out with, but it seems it's too late.
Yeah. Well, you could. I mean, you'll still be there on that day, just as long as it's outside of your
Presumably.
workshop time, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, yeah, I'm sure what you're going to present is awesome too, and I'll try to come check it out if I have time outside of the booth time. So, yeah, cool, awesome. Well, I guess we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you all for joining. Yeah, we hope you guys found this, informative and fun. Just again, remember to mark your calendars for those upcoming live streams, and hope to see you at UC. And yeah, so be sure to subscribe for those upcoming live streams. And thanks again.
Yeah, thank you everyone for attending. We really appreciate when you share on the chat or in the comments that you enjoy this live stream, because this give us more excuses to keep going and doing them. So thank you, and thank you Josiah and Shashwat also for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's fun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Have a nice
See you
day.
soon.
Yeah, have a great day.